So, good morning, everyone. My role is to welcome you all, and that's a particular pleasure and privilege. I'm Bill McKenna. I've been here about a week as the new CEO and medical director. I'm a cardiologist, as you can tell from the accent, not from London, although that's what it says on my CV, but I'm Canadian. I've been in London a long time, 35 years, and with a main interest in inherited forms of heart disease, and as occurs in these kind of heart conditions, arrhythmia, and particularly heart failure. The program we have today is quite an exciting one, and I'm not sure if you realize what a privilege of some of the people on the program, and it's actually a great pleasure to see old friends, and but particularly I haven't seen Bob Bono for a long time, or Les Miller for 15 years, despite being quite close at various times, so it's a great pleasure there. But I'm not sure one would appreciate having the kind of gurus that we have here in this front row related to heart failure, particularly the transplant world. This program is much more, it's novel approaches, non-pharmacological stem cells and tissue engineering. So it's on a frontier. If you look at us and reflecting the fact that most of the audience here will be from the Heart Hospital, we are a fairly new organization, 4 to 5 years. I suppose Dr. Hadger's brainchild and many people in the implementation. At this point, the aspiration is actually that we are part of an academic health science center, we're part of a fledgling institute. And in this regard, we don't have a university that's been around for 400 years. We don't have a medical school that's been around for 300 years. What we do have, however, is QCRC, CIDRA, and fledgling institutions. And so that will be our challenge as a heart hospital, to really take advantage and merge and work with this organization. So it's a particular pleasure today, Magdi, this meeting, QCRC. The day should be a very good one, and I encourage you to participate and enjoy. This should be very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McKenna, Bill. I add my welcome to all of you. This is the 6th of this series, and many of you have attended several of these series. And I hope this will be every bit as good as the previous ones. And what are the objectives? I think you all know by now that this is intended to bring together the clinicians, the basic scientists, and the translational research. And I see people from both science and clinical practice. And Dr. Jassim, who is here, bridges that gap very well. And you have heard from Dr. McKenna that these ties will increase, because there is a firm belief that translational research and bringing basic science to clinical medicine is the way to the future. And as you will see from the program, it is designed to bridge that gap, starting from epidemiology by Dr. Bono, who is very well known to you. As a matter of fact, he's very well known everywhere in the world. And he is part of QCRC. And Dr. Les Miller will tell you about risk stratification. And so we start with a very strong clinical basis, trying to show you how important the epidemic of heart failure is, not only worldwide, but even more to this community here. And then as we go along, there will be members from QCRC who will show you that basic science has a lot to offer, both in terms of diagnosis, biomarkers, microparticles, microRNA, and importantly, gene therapy and regeneration with different types of cell therapy. As you know, and you will hear more, that there is a lot of hype about cell therapy. A lot of it is really not good and not ready to come to the clinic. And a lot of that is written in the journal, Global Cardiology and Science and Practice, where it shows the trials and the problems with mesenchymal stem cells, bone marrow-derived cells in particular, and even progenitor cells from the heart. And now we are moving very quickly towards pluripotent cells, which is a focus in QCRC. Both embryonic stem cells, because they are the gold standard, if you like, and you will hear more about that. IPS, induced pluripotent cells, and importantly, avoiding going towards stem cells and going straight from somatic cells to cardiomyocytes. That is the future. And even more current is the idea that to induce the cardiomyocytes to divide, very exciting. You will hear a whole lot of that starting from the clinic. Why is it important? Because it's a massive problem to the edge of science and what can be presented. And importantly, a lot of what's happening at QCRC will be presented by the scientists who are actually doing it. So it is a privilege for me to get the program going, and hope that you enjoy every bit of it. Thank you. The chairs, would you take your position, please? Thank you.